Welcome to my messy studio, everyone. My name is Mark, and I'm an artist and an art professor, and in this video, I'm going to answer this pressing existential question. If I were stranded on a desert island and for some reason could only bring one kind of pencil to draw with, which pencil would it be? It would be this one, the Wolff's Carbon pencil. I'm going to tell you why I think it's just about the most versatile pencil out there and show you two very neat ways it can be used. Let's get started. My beginning drawing students start the class by using graphite, which is light, hard, and easy to erase, before moving on to working with charcoal, which allows you to get a full range of contrast. As much as I like both for training purposes, in my own work I use neither. Graphite is great for doing underdrawings when working in watercolor or pen and ink, but on its own it's too light and shiny for my taste, with even its softest version having a silvery gray sheen. Charcoal is great when you want bold contrast and smooth gradients, but is too soft and smudgy for sharp, detailed work, and also doesn't work well on smoother papers. Wolff's Carbon pencils sit comfortably in between charcoal and graphite, having many of the positive qualities of graphite and charcoal without the irritating negatives. That makes sense since it turns out that these pencils are actually a mix of graphite, charcoal, and clay binders. This is a pencil that is as dark as charcoal, as hard as graphite, and works on every kind of paper. I can't imagine a better choice of pencil for almost every possible application other than doing underdrawings, especially when stranded on a desert island. One of my favorite ways of using Wolff's Carbon is to take advantage of its perfect balance of stickiness and smudginess by creating drawings that are both sharp and detailed, but also have soft blending. Here is how it works. I start my drawing with the carbon pencils, shade a little, and then blend it with a soft paper towel. If this was charcoal, my drawing would be smudged beyond repair, but with the carbon, the sharp darker lines are lightened and softened slightly, yet remain intact, and I'm left with a gray tone that I can erase out to create subtle lights. This is a really easy way to create a full range of delicate values, making this technique perfect for portraits and figure drawing. Carbon pencil is also great at mixing with other dry materials. For example, it pairs well with white chalk for drawing on toned paper. And if you add red chalk to this pairing, you can do drawings in what's called the 3-crayon technique. But there's a more unusual way this pencil can be used, and that is in combination with wash. This is a technique that's very similar to ways of working with semi-waterproof ink that I have a number of videos on my channel. If I start the drawing in Wolff's Carbon, shade a little, and then go over it with a wet brush, some of the residue is released from the lines, creating a lovely gray wash. Though this requires a slightly sturdier paper that can handle aqueous media, the advantage here is that the lines retain all of their crispness, so you don't have the softening, blurring effect that occurs when you rub the paper down with a paper towel. After you've created the washes, should you wish to go darker, you can lift carbon directly from the pencil with a brush, or go back in with a carbon pencil. By the way, if you want a full-length demonstration of this technique, a tutorial of it done entirely in real time, so not sped up with a voiceover like this video, will be available to my channel members. This is a wonderfully portable technique for outdoor landscape drawing and urban sketching, requiring nothing than a carbon pencil, a water brush, and a paper towel, if such things are also permitted on desert isles. There are other carbon pencils on the market, the excellent Conte Pierre Noir, which I use often, and also the Conte line of carbon pencils. But both these pencils are chunky, requiring constant sharpening if you want to work in a small format. Wolff's Carbon has just the right thickness for work both in large and small formats. By the way, the Lumograph black pencils made by Staedtler also contain a mix of graphite and carbon. However, they have a different formulation and are much more waterproof and not suited for the wash technique. So, to conclude, this is a pencil that does almost everything, other than do the drawings for you. That part you'll have to do entirely on your own. And to that end, check out my many instructional videos on a variety of drawing topics, and consider becoming a channel member, which will give you access to dozens of full-length tutorials and 2 new classes every single month. Thank you so much for watching, and see you back in my messy studio very soon. Bye for now.